I'm live. Okay. Welcome, everybody. I don't think anybody's going to join me this early, but we have to be early a little bit today, and I have to actually not spend too much time doing a live stream today. And yes, I'm rosacea full today. It's great. It's been acting up lately, so I'm trying really hard to take good care of it, which means I'm going to be wearing a hat today when I'm outside and hanging out, and probably bring my prescription sunglasses with me because I need to cover my face as much as possible. So, with the concept of having to wear a mask, and I'll have my prescription sunglasses and a baseball cap, I should be in pretty good shape, but it's been acting up. So, I've been trying really hard to take good care of it, and putting makeup on my face is not taking good care of my rosacea. So, no makeup today. I'm not filming today at all. I'm just doing this live stream. It is my sister's birthday, so we're going to spend the day with my sister. So, that's why we're early today. And like I said, I have no intention of anybody actually showing up, but I'm still going to give it time just in case somebody is awake and wants to come hang out and talk Dino Fury with me. Still keep wanting to say Beast Morphers, but I stop myself every time. But if nobody does show up, we're just going to run through the episode recap and then what I liked and didn't like about this particular episode. New recruits. So we're just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of time to see if anybody's going to show up. Again, I doubt it. I'm not expecting it. It is 10 o'clock Central Time here right now. And yeah, I have my camera set on my other monitor today. So if you guys are thinking that this is a weird place for my camera, that's because I have it on my other monitor right now. I have some top secret things over here that won't be shown during my videos, but can absolutely be seen with my webcam. So I need to find new places for all of those things. But there's top secret things. There's some changes happening here, and I haven't announced any of them yet. So I keep alluding to big changes, but big changes are coming. And and some top secret things involving those changes. So anyway, I don't know what else to say as I'm waiting for the actual episode recap to start. But yeah, so today is going to be a fun day. I'm going to go spend some time with family, and I'm actually wearing real clothes for the first time in a while. If you guys don't know, have been working from home for almost a full year. I started March 30th of 2020 working from home. So I have not worn jeans for a full day in almost a year. And I'm still not wearing jeans today, but cat. I'm not wearing jeans today because I figured a full day of jeans, I need to like get my body used to the idea of jeans again. So it's going to be something I'm going to have to work towards once we're too old where we have to go back to the office eventually, I'm sure. But I'm hoping not. I'm hoping that my office will let me stay working from home, at least on a hybrid schedule, because I enjoy working from home. Though it would be nice to have my desk be mine again versus having my work stuff just hanging out all the time. But what can you do? Sacrificing one of my monitors throughout the entire week to go towards my work computer. So the monitor that I usually film on is the one that I use for my work computer. It is definitely my computer. I hooked it back up to my computer. I have it somewhere, but I used to have one of those splitters so that I could just press the button and it would just switch between the two. Cat. But then something happened where there's been issues with my monitors. Big issues with my monitors. So it ended up not working. Literally, I just didn't have the right connectors for it. And instead of spending a ton of money to get all these different connectors to try and make it work, I was just like, I'll just switch it back and forth. It's not a big deal. So let's see. What else can we talk about? I got a weighted blanket. You can see it right there. I'm probably going to work on having it be actually on my bed. I'm kind of redoing my bed a little bit today. So anyway, not that matters. But the weighted blanket, there will be a video on my channel about how I feel about my weighted blanket. I don't remember, sometime late this year. I have plans. When is that one supposed to come? Oh, August 5th. I have a lot of things planned. I plan in advance, and I'm already filming for stuff in August, so I'm not that far ahead, mind you, but I am ahead. That's the plan, at least, to stay ahead. Surprise, nobody's showing up. That is not a surprise. But like I said, I'm not expecting anybody to show up. I'm expecting to just bust through the episode recap and then how I feel about it, and then just be done. So I hope everybody's okay with that. And I hope everybody's okay with my rosacea, because obviously people have feelings about when your skin isn't perfect. So any negative comments, and those will be deleted and you'll be blocked. I'm very protective of my heart these days. Very protective of my heart these days. So anybody who has anything negative to say about my skin, about my body, I am not getting even. There's zero tolerance. You will be blocked. You will be reported. Your comment will be deleted. There is no place in my life or on my channel for that kind of crap. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody has the best body ever. And we all got to stop being fat phobic. We all got to start understanding that some people have skin conditions that they can't do anything about, and that are incurable and hurt and are painful and suck every single day and have completely altered the way you live your life. So anyway, like thinking about the fact that it's going to be really warm today and it's going to be sunny today. So I have to think, since I'm going to be spending a decent amount of time outside, I need to genuinely think about how I'm not going to destroy my face by doing that. Like, I have to take precautions for that. You know, it's not like I can just go outside right now. I have to take precautions on how I do go outside. That's because the sun is a big trigger for my rosacea. So, and if you guys think, well, I have rosacea, I don't have to do that, that's fine. Rosacea is very different for everybody. It's incredibly different for everybody. Everybody has different triggers. My triggers happen to be pretty much everything around me. I spent years pretending I didn't have rosacea. So this is great. But you guys can obviously skip ahead to when you guys see that this right here says episode recap. So, but just me going to be talking for 15 minutes by myself because nobody's here. Normally be like offended or like upset, but not really offended, but like self-conscious. But I know it's 10 o'clock in the morning Central Time, which means it's 11 o'clock over on the East Coast. It is still like 8 o'clock over on the West Coast. So I am certain nobody's going to show up, which is absolutely fine. It's a Saturday. Most people sleep. I don't. I was awake at like 5:30, maybe 5:15, something like that. Because that's the way my body is. So fun. But just in case there is anybody who wants to come and hang out, we can certainly come. You can certainly come and hang out. That's why I'm still doing episode recap at 10:15. I might actually switch that to 10:10 because we may as well just get it over with. Yeah, let's switch that to 10:10 because like I'm just done, man. We're just gonna switch to the episode recap because it's 10:10 now. Okay. So, welcome everybody to the live stream. Nobody's here. So we open up with Void Knight creating a robot monster with his little lackeys, his little Sporix beast friends. And they want to steal the Nephrite orb. They didn't really make that super clear as to what that really was, but maybe I missed it. But it doesn't matter because it doesn't. We'll get to it. Anyway, so then Amelia is having Zato interview for a reporter job, which then we see our new Black Ranger, Javi, interviewing for the same position, the same reporter job. They're kind of the last two people up for the position, it seems. And so they are given tasks to prove who is better. Zato is told to go and interview a girl named Izzy. And Javi is advised, I'm going to sneeze. My knowledge of rhinitis is also active today. So, well, it's been active the last couple days. This is why I prefer to edit. Anyway. Okay. He's told to go and get some information on the Nephrite orb. So the Rangers go interview Izzy. She doesn't really want to do any kind of interview. So Zato tries to prove to her, or not prove to her, but like makes a deal with her essentially that if he can make her javelin throwing better, then he gets to have an interview. So he tells her how to throw her javelin a little bit better. Of course, she's kind of making fun of him because he's saying that he's a knight. And obviously she doesn't believe that. And she's kind of making fun of him. And obviously Izzy is also the Green Ranger, if you guys don't know. And so she still throws the javelin the way that Zato tells her to, and it goes farther. So she says, sure, you've got yourself an interview. So they start an interview with each other. Where we also learn that Izzy's stepdad is the warden, the guy from the very first episode that I already don't like. So Javi's going to go look at the Nephrite orb, and the bad guys come and they attack to try and take it. The Rangers, he calls the Rangers, so he calls the Ranger hotline. He calls the Rangers to go and fight. The Rangers go and fight while Javi watches. And then he finds the orb, so the monsters drop the orb. And Javi finds a way to get to the orb during that time. And he gets into a Jeep and he drives away with it. One of the Sporix monsters, the mushroom-looking one, goes back to her like slime version and hides on the car. And Javi goes to a secret place that he likes to go play music, but we don't learn that that's where he went until a little bit later. The J-Borg does a live report, and it does not go well because the other one, I can't remember her name, spills right now for some reason, spills coffee on her keyboard, and she's trying to clean it up. And so the teleprompter is now just saying nothing really. I mean, it's just random letters, and she cuts the feed. We also then learn that Javi is the warden's son. So Izzy and Javi are brother and sister, step brother and sister, but there really is no difference as long as, love is there, you're brother and sister. So then Javi goes to, again, where he's going to go be. This is also where Izzy says, I might know where he is, because I guess Javi's father doesn't like that he plays music. This is really reminiscent of Beast Morphers with Ravi, where he likes to do art and his mother kind of doesn't approve of it. So that feels a little weird to me. So the Rangers and Izzy go to find Javi, and Javi is attacked by the monsters. Somehow Izzy has a javelin, and she saves her brother. Saves the orb, really, because the monsters get the orb, and she shoots the orb out of their hands. The Rangers start attacking the monsters, and Izzy and Javi get the orb. And then some orb energy transfers over into Izzy, which I may have missed earlier in the episode. That may have happened with Javi too, but I did not see that. So I'd have to rewatch the episode for sure for that. So let me know in the comments below if I did miss that, but I did not see that, but I'm sure it must have happened because it wasn't just Izzy's powers that were in there. So clearly it must have happened with Javi as well. Also, otherwise we've got continuity issues. Then Javi breaks the orb, revealing the dino keys. Izzy and Javi morph after touching the dino keys. Izzy decides that skirts are for her, so she rips off the skirt of the Green Ranger suit. And then the Sporks beast grows. Zato calls for the Zords. Obviously, we only have 3 still at this point, but all 5 of them get into the cockpit and they fight in the Zords. After the monster is destroyed, the Rangers are able to take the Sporks with them. They get it, not Void Knight. The 3 original Rangers reveal their identities to the new Rangers, which obviously they don't know the identities of the Rangers yet, so they reveal their identities, and obviously both of them are surprised because both of them met them earlier in the episode. Jayborg does another live report, and she shocks herself. She does not electrocute herself. Electrocution is death. Just throwing that out there. And then Javi actually gets the reporter job. So they didn't finish either one of their stories, but she had heard, the head of Buzz Blast had heard that how he had saved the orb from the monsters and helped the Rangers. And so she said that is the kind of person that we need to have be a reporter. And Zato obviously is not offended or anything. He's not upset about it. He clearly says that he's the right guy for the job. So that Javi's the right guy for the job. So that's how the episode ends. And it was actually pretty darn good. There were a couple of things in there, but we'll talk more about those in a little bit. But what I really liked was Izzy ripping off her skirt, because we have a long history of gender bending from the Sentai, where the Sentai Ranger is a male and the Power Ranger counterpart is a female. You got Mighty Morphin that does it. Lightspeed Rescue, Time Force, Wild Force. We have a long history of that happening. And, as a kid, I never really thought of it. Like the toys all match. Like I remember having these Barbie dolls of Kimberly and Trini, where you could put their suits on. And if I'm not mistaken, I think both of them had skirts. So I think like the toys in a lot of situations put skirts on Trini back in the 90s. But in the show, she didn't have one. And it never occurred to me as a kid. It was only when I became an adult and started studying up on the Sentai as a teenager when I started thinking about Zyuranger. So as a teenager, and I started like doing some research on the Sentai, and that's when I learned that the Sentai Yellow Ranger, the Zyuranger Yellow, was actually a boy named Boy. And so as an adult watching the show, it's something that I notice and something that just looks weird to me, that we have 2 females and there's no explanation as to why the Pink Ranger has a skirt or the White Ranger in Wild Force's case, and the Yellow Ranger doesn't. So it was really nice to actually have an explanation of why we're not going to see a skirt on the Green Ranger, and yet the Green Ranger is going to be a girl. Not that girls have to like skirts. I don't like skirts. I don't wear skirts. I don't wear dresses. And that's also something that just made me feel really good, was that Izzy seems to be more like me, because she like genuinely makes a big deal out of it. Like skirts aren't my thing. Kind of like how I feel about Vita in Mystic Force, when she's like, oh, pink. Same kind of thing. I just really appreciate that there was this mention made about a less feminine woman, or a less stereotypically feminine woman, having something feminine and then being like, nah, not conforming. I love that. I like that they make it a point. So well done, Simon Bennett. If you ever come across this video, well done, Simon Bennett. I think that was a very cool choice. I think that was really great. I really appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I mean, that's probably one of my favorite things about this season so far. Honestly, it's probably my favorite moment in the season is Izzy ripping off the skirt. And I just really love that. So Russell, who plays Zato, his acting is definitely growing on me. His acting choice is growing on me. It became clear a couple episodes in that the flat acting is definitely a choice. It's generally a choice I don't like, because it feels awkward. It feels weird. But I do appreciate his choice in that he's trying to play more socially awkward. And that's starting to really come through, which is actually really allowing him to have pretty decent funny moments. So he's actually really good at comedy, which makes me happy. And so I really do appreciate that for sure. And so the acting choice is growing on me just because I'm seeing I'm not in the episode recap anymore. What's wrong with me? One day I'll actually like do this properly. Anyway, so but his acting choice is definitely growing on me because I'm starting to see why he's making those choices or why the director is making those choices with him. I'm really starting to see why, because I'm starting to really appreciate the humor that he's trying to be kind of more of a straight man humor. And that's great. So I'm really starting to appreciate that a lot more. So he's actually really starting to grow on me a lot. Things I didn't like so much, obviously, y'all know how I feel about comedic duos and how I feel about people who are cartoony. I think these actors are definitely better at cartoony acting than we've definitely seen in recent seasons of Power Rangers, but I still just don't appreciate that concept. It's not my favorite thing. I genuinely don't really love the comedic duo, especially when they have nothing to do with the story. Like these two are just literally there to just be something to laugh at. At least Ben and Betty had something to do with the story, generally. They were not useful to the story. The story would have done perfectly fine without them there, but they were at least integrated into the actual story, or their storyline was integrated into the actual story properly. Where this just feels like, if you've ever seen Citizen Kane, I may be the only person that ever actually has sat down to watch Citizen Kane because I had to, because I'm a film historian by education, and I've seen it many times because of it. Because, when you're studying film history, what else are you going to watch other than Citizen Kane? But there's this point in Citizen Kane where all of a sudden there is just this cockatoo that just squawks. And it's because Orson Welles knew that his movie was boring as heck. And so he decided to just throw in a cockatoo squawking. And so he could wake everybody up in the theater. That was his plan. That's kind of how I feel about these two. Like, it's not like they're thinking we're falling asleep, but it's almost like they're expecting the attention span to fall away from the actual story. So they need to throw something funny in to grab the attention again. And that's what it feels like to me, at least. And I don't appreciate that. I don't like that at all. The cockatoo thing is funny, but that's about it. Only just because I know the reasoning behind it, because again, film history. Some of the things I didn't like, the whole, like, all of a sudden she has a javelin. Like, we were clear that she wasn't carrying that around. So they didn't make it clear that they like teleported to get a javelin and then teleported to where Javi was going to be. Like, all of a sudden there was just this javelin. I mean, it was used in the course of the episode, or the course of that scene, because when she morphs, she takes it and uses it to fight. But I feel like that was just a little much. Just a couple of just weird little nitpicky things about the show. I kind of made fun of them all as I kind of did the episode recap. I felt all in all this episode was really good. I honestly feel like this season is really good. The season might actually like rival some of the best. This might be up there. So Simon Bennett, don't let us down. I would be very sad if you let us down, because this season has a lot of great potential, and I would like to see that potential actually seen through, because that was my issue with Beast Morphers, was there's so much potential, and in some cases it met its potential. In other cases, it just missed its potential. There were so many places that I was like, oh, I see where they could take this here, and then they just don't. And like, it felt like right here, and then just kind of like, oh, never mind. That's how I felt about Beast Morphers, and I don't want that to be Dino Fury. So I'm hoping that Simon Bennett doesn't do that to us like Judd Lynn did to us. But we'll see. So that's how I felt about this particular episode of Power Rangers Dino Fury. I almost said Beast Morphers again. Episode 4, New Recruits. We now have our core 5 Rangers, and now we are just waiting on our 6th. So that'll be interesting. And that's where we are. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this episode. Let me know what you guys think about Dino Fury in full, since obviously I'm not having interaction with people this time. I'm really hoping to get some really good feedback of how you guys are feeling about Dino Fury down in the comments after the live stream is over. So I will be in the comments later today once I'm home, and we'll chat about it there. And I will see you guys all next week with another episode review live stream. I actually don't know this full episode schedule, but I'm sure there will be another episode next week. But yeah, so that's where we're at. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.